Everything is marketing these days. Everything you do, everything you say, everything you put out there on social media, anything anybody ever puts out on social media, whether they intend it to be or not, is marketing. Of course, does marketing have to be intentional? Probably, it should, but maybe subconsciously people put out so much stuff that they don't even realize it, that they're exactly what we're putting out there, but their intention is to increase their brand, which is themselves or their page on social media. Everybody is a brand. Kind of feels like nothing that we see anymore is authentic and sincere and been meant to just share with one person out of love or respect. It's just all to go out to the masses. And it doesn't matter. This one thing hasn't changed is that, like, let's call a popular person on social media a celebrity. Celebrities are out of reach. You might get lucky, they might see your message if you send them a message, but more than likely, if they're super popular, they might have somebody else managing their social media page, and so that's not even going to go to them. But what doesn't even really matter. Like, it's just people are so far out of reach, and like I'm not immune to that. Like, if I was super popular, like, and getting tons of DM messages, like, I'm not gonna have time or want to respond to them. So it's just like this illusion that we can see people and we can message them, and then they might see it and respond to you. Like, there's some degree of separation that is too far out of reach, and it just makes the world a crazy place. It's interesting. So part two, everybody is just marketing themselves, and everything we do and put out there on social media is just marketing. And and essentially all these things that we see people doing, myself included in this exact video, is evidence. Doing things that we normally wouldn't do if social media didn't exist. I wouldn't be talking to a telephone alone by myself, not talking to anybody else. But when I see, like, guys dancing and wearing silly clothes and just acting a certain way, like, honestly, I pray I never get that way. But some of it could be fun, and I could be a little bit envious of it, but more than likely, though, like, at the end of the day, like, this is who I am right here. Like, I'm comfortable and happy with it. Like, I don't need to be getting all in front of a camera and acting a fool and just doing everything I can for attention and to make somebody else happy. Like, I'm happy the way I am right now, just without all that. I don't need all that extra attention or hype. Honestly, I don't need attention from anybody other than the person that I love. I want that, but honestly, I can live without that too. So it's kind of interesting when you see stuff and you're like, what is that person doing? Like, are they out of their mind, like, to putting stuff out there on social media? And but it's just like, all the stuff you see is just too much. Like, where have, like, how do we get here? Like, it's crazy growing up in an era without social media and without the internet and looking at it and being a part of it. Now it's like our generation, somebody posted this the other day, they're like, our generation is the only generation that has seen, like, everything, you know? And anyway, it's really interesting, but I hope everybody's okay. I hope that if social media and putting yourself out there like that gives you happiness and peace, then keep doing it. I consume some content sometimes. I'm like, I definitely wouldn't be doing that, but it's fun to watch. So I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying, like, there are things that I don't want to compromise and sacrifice of myself. Like, so I'm just gonna keep trying to be true to myself and put truth out there from my heart. But it is interesting that this is me marketing myself this is who I am and want to be, just like cool, calm, and collected, not acting all crazy and acting a fool, and like raising my voice and dancing and wearing. I mean, dancing is fun, don't get me wrong, I have a good time dancing and singing, but like what I mean is like just acting crazy. But anyway, again, no hate. It's fun to be entertained by some stuff, but just for me and myself, this is my brand, my marketing. For anybody who ever watches it, comes across it, but keep doing what you do, what you need to do, I guess. But it is just interesting that when we see all this stuff being put out here on social media, and it's like it's like literally, if you think about it and you want it to, it seems like everybody wants their own brand, myself included, and like some people don't care and they're not trying, but like that's what people think about them, and they're associated is like how they're associated is like they're not trying, they're for their brand, they're for themselves, because maybe they have a job and they're just supporting their family and whatever, and that's their brand. That's cool. But if you put yourself out there on social media, like you kind of know, like it's like everybody has their own business essentially. Every social media page is like you're signing up for like, this could be out there forever. This is what my marketing is like, marketing myself, right? Whether it's for a significant other or for you're trying to generate business for yourself. I see a lot of cool content. A lot of young kids right now are putting themselves out there, hustling, trying to get business, and it's kind of interesting. It's definitely a new day, new time, but it is really interesting to reflect and go, oh my gosh, we are in that time frame. We're in that time in society where this is what it is. It's like everything is marketing. Whatever you put out there, it's your brand. So be you, be kind, be loving, be careful, be considerate, be free. Be free to do what you want and say what you want. I think that's the one thing we need to be careful of, is not censoring people. That's a fine line. It's a slippery slope, but I feel like as long as your intentions are kind and good and loving, like you should be able to do and say whatever you want, and not preaching hate or violence or anything like that. That's obviously like a no. So I hope everybody's doing well, and God bless you, and I hope that you find peace and strength and your purpose and your calling, and that it's nothing but good and love for humanity. One more thing I have to add to it, because I was like watching it back, and I'm like, what's a little bit different from my generation is when we grew up, like I feel like the things that people aspired to be, especially like us, like men or whatever, but like you were either wanted to be like a not a doctor, we'll come back to that, but like a professional athlete was usually number one around my group of friends, an actor like Hollywood, or a rapper or a musician, famous musician. Fame was like those three things. Really, politics wasn't really a big thing around my group, but like obviously now like it's kind of a thing for me. But professional athlete, actor, movie star, musician. Those were like the three things that everybody aspired to. Now, what is super cool and interesting is like, thanks to social media, it's kind of leveled the playing field no matter what your occupation is. You could be a garbage man and you could have millions of views on social media, and you could be more popular than some A-list Hollywood actors and rappers and musicians and professional athletes. Like, it's crazy. And you could be making potentially more money too, depending on what your hustle is. So honestly, like, looking back and reflecting, it's like, yeah, it's kind of feels like things have leveled out. And honestly, like, even if you're not making the kind of money that maybe other people aren't making, it does kind of feel good to put some stuff out there and just be like, let the chips fall where they may. I don't really care, but just to be able to get stuff off your chest, to be like, listen, this could be consumed by every person in the world. It's public, we're putting it out there. So it's kind of like it has leveled the playing field. Exposure, like you didn't have exposure. Even if you were like a doctor or a lawyer or just police officer or something like that, like, which is extremely respectable and admirable, like, career. Like, people didn't really aspire to that because the attention wasn't there. But now, like, you could be a doctor or a lawyer or a police officer or whatever, and you can have your own social media content. And so it's essentially like fame isn't even really like real anymore. It's not even really something that like you have to worry about. It's like if you can just get your message out there, it's like or maybe it's like, I feel like now it's not like a big stretch, it's like you could just put some stuff out there and hit the jackpot because somebody saw your video goes viral. And like, I love that. I think that's great. It's kind of like share the love a little bit. I remember growing up watching movies and like you'd see the same actor in everything, it seemed like. And it's like, share the love with other people, let some other people get some attention and some money, so anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I see videos from people all over the world and I love it. I don't care what race or religion you are or gender. Like, I love content. I love consuming content. I love supporting it. I hope people feel that way about me too someday. And just God bless everyone, and peace and love for everybody.